Hi guys, I'm in England at the moment. I'm just using my phone as a camera at the moment because I don't have anything else with me. I borrowed a metal detector, basic Garrett Ace 150, and I'm in the woods today, and my first find is actually a coin. It's a little bit of a coin of nothingness, but there you can see there's a head on it. I mean, I'll have to clean that up later. I don't have a toothbrush or anything with me, but it's a very cool find to start with a coin for your first find. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, cool. Moving on. And my next find, guys, which is interesting because I know I believe there was a barracks nearby, is this. And some of you might recognize that. That's the top off a grenade. Yeah, and that's a very cool find. Happy about that. Spring still in there. Screw you can see. But I'll clean that up some more. But very, very cool. See where the pin went also. Moving on. And my next find is a small sheet of lead. It's it's very bendable, but I don't understand why that's here. I mean, you can see there's this edge that's been built up here all the way along, and from what I understand there's an old barracks somewhere here. I haven't found it yet, but maybe it's further in the woods. I'll keep looking. Guys, you find all sorts of weird things in the woods. Just had a good signal. And there's this container. I won't go too close to it. There's something no longer alive in there. But there were other jars down in that hole with things in. I'm going to rebury it, but yeah, I don't know why that's here. I'm not sure I want to know. Okay, moving on. Yeah, and after a short distance away from those birds, or whatever was in those bottles, is that. It's clearly not a washer. It has some decoration to it. I don't know if it's half of a something or a whole something. Got the hole in the middle. Yeah, I think there's something else in the hole, so I'll have a look and I'll get back to you. Guys, that was the other thing that was in the hole. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Big piece of iron. I don't know. Any ideas? Let me know. Moving on. Guys, I found some random bits and pieces of aluminium and other things. I don't know if you can see, but there's a storm coming. The trees starting to move quite a lot. And then I found that. I don't know if my camera will zoom in on that. My phone I'm using. It's a Seconda. It looks a little bit rough. Don't think it's working. Obviously, been around a while. It's the first time I found it. Straight after the watch. The watch was found in the ground over there. What's this? Well, I guess it's a musket ball. A squished one. quite big. Moving on. Sorry about the wind, guys, but everywhere you go there's human rubbish. Found a saw by this tree. Something is trying to cut the tree down with the saw. Moving on. I'm out today with the Macro Cruiser. It's my second go. I couldn't film the first time because it was a storm, but I found out some really nice buttons and a couple of other pieces which I will show at the end of this video. Really nice button, total surprise one. And this is my first spendy, which is a 2p piece. Well, yeah, it's going to take a while to pay for itself. Hopefully I'll get the Motor Cruiser or the Equinox 800 next, but the Cruiser seems to be holding its own in the single frequency machines. Thanks for watching. Well, I found about 7p worth in spendies, which is going to take me a while to make back the cost of the Cruiser, but then I found out. I have no idea how old that is. It doesn't look that old, but it's been in the woods a while. Now, I'm in this area where there are some dips in the ground, and there looks to be a piece of a wall in between those two trees. So I don't know if this was a building of some kind at some point here. Don't know, but I'll keep looking. Moving on. Well guys, that's my next find in this area, which is strange. It's similar shape to the previous one, but it looks much plainer. No engraving on it. Found the first one down in the edge there. There is something large underneath these branches, and I found it here. This one, but I don't know. I'll clean it up and have a look later. Moving on. Gets stranger and stranger. Just in this dip underneath that tree, I found this. Yeah, I don't know. Some kind of digging implement, I guess. There are lots more of these holes in the ground and dips. So yeah, strange finds here. Moving on. And that, guys, is my next find straight after that digging thing. Is the coin. Very cool. It's a George IV halfpenny from 1940. Yeah, beautiful colour on it. Yeah. If I can... Oh, everybody drops these things. Yeah, there's the ship and the halfpenny. And then George's face. Looks in pretty good condition. I'll clean it, show you later. Moving on. Now that's a funny find. Look at that for a Vauxhall badge. And look where I am. I am in the middle of nowhere. There's some signs of bore around. There are these lumps with stones. I don't know if at some point this was used as a bit of a quarry, but yeah, check that bad boy out. That's kind of cool. Modern-ish, but cool. Moving on. Hi guys, it's probably too windy for you to hear anything. I'm out with the Macro Cruiser. First time beach metal detecting, and it's my first time beach metal detecting. Hey guys, well, it's raining and it's windy, so I probably won't be filming much. I'll just do a recap at the end. That's my first £1 coin. Very happy with that. I found a 20, a 1, and the original 50, now the pound. Okay, moving on. Hey guys, so this is just a quick recap metal detecting in the UK. In the first part, you'll see in the video, I was looking. I borrowed a metal detector, a Garrett Ace 150 from a friend of mine, and I found some things, including an old watch, Seconda. I think it's pretty much had it. Top off a grenade because I was close to a barracks, but I was actually quite happy with that. Yeah, I'll go back and have a look for some more. Spring's still there. Cool. I found a very nice, well, you can just make out the face there. That side's more difficult. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but there is a date, 1907. There were some bits of an old oil lamp that I found. There's the wick for turning, for bringing up the wick. A marble, which was just a surface find, but it was kind of cool. Lid. It turns out that Panyam is a type of pickle that was run for a few years before they lost the recipe. And some other bits that, well, are pretty much unidentifiable, including, well, that, I guess, is a musket ball that hit something pretty hard. But on to the more interesting stuff. The second part, this was the Macro Cruiser, which I just acquired. And, well, I found all sorts of things. I don't know what that is. But that's the broad arrow, I think, that the army use. Yeah, there are some markings. WC, and I think that it could be an S, but I'm not sure. It's not a Roman bottle opener, but actually I don't know what that is. There were some random pieces of metal that I couldn't identify. The end of a spoon or a fork. An old shotgun cartridge. And this beautiful button, which is a general service button. And, well, if there's such a thing as having a bucket list for buttons, that's definitely one that's on my bucket list. It's left hand side is the lion, right hand side is the unicorn, and it's really in lovely condition. I have to put some Vaseline on it to protect it. But it's I found two. One was a brass one, shiny, and this one isn't shiny. It's like it has a rough texture with the red back, but it's very cool. Definitely very happy with that. Next, this is an interesting mix of things. This is all woodland stuff. And what you find in the woods can be quite surprising. I think that's an old spark plug. That's part of an old headlamp for a car. This was a crazy find in the middle of the woods. A very old aluminium Vauxhall badge. In excellent condition. It's missing a little bit of the red paint, but beautiful. And yeah, little things like popper buttons. They seem to be everywhere. That's an old 10 pence, 1973. But it was cool to find. I've forgotten how big they are. These are all the 2s and 1s that I found. I found a piece of jewellery, which is nothing really. Now this is a nice find. This is a half penny, like the other one, but this well, it needs a little cleaning up, but there's a ship on the back, and there's the head there. If I can get that the same note. Yeah, 1940. 20 pence. And then we come to this. Look at that. Well, look at it if my camera will focus on it. Yeah, there we go. Need to finish the cleaning. But I don't know if I can show you guys. Gotta find it actually. Wait a minute. Maybe you have to take my word for it. I can't see it right now, but there is somewhere in there. Difficult with this light. There is the 925 stamp. So that is my first silver. My first proper ring and my first silver. And I'm very happy with that. And that's thanks to the Macro Cruiser. That was about 6 inches deep. Found it in an area where there's a lot of trash and different pieces. So actually I picked that up from in between some other targets. And that I am very, very happy with. Woohoo! Has to be a woohoo moment. And then I tried it on a beach just to see, because I tried, this part was in fields, this part was in woodland, and these were my beach finds. Now, yeah, obviously I paid for parking when I was down there, which cost me £4. But as you can see here, that's 3 modern pounds and an old pound coin. So that's the £4. These are 250s, 20, 10 pence, and then you have the 2s and 1s, 3 5p's, and some lumps of, well, I think that's lead, and that's a piece of aluminium. Obviously you combine all sorts, but was it successful? Yes, it was. Yeah, actually I'm very impressed with the Macro Cruiser. I would have wanted a multi-cruiser, but the Cruiser seemed to handle its own. Only on the wet, very wet sand it started to play up, but higher up the beach it certainly found the coins without a problem. Yeah, so enjoy your metal detecting and moving on.